You pass by the land, the land have to collect interest from you.
Oh.
Yeah. So the more player, it's like monopoly, right? You buy the land, and then when you roll the dice and you pass by, or maybe you stop by the land, then they have to collect money from you, as a player. Yeah.
Oh, so basically, it's like the real world, but in virtual.
It is. That's
why
I'm saying. It correct. Yeah.
You have to pay taxes. Okay.
Yes.
So
like I explained just now, right? They invite my land have this game basically have the economic and gold mine you can dig, right? So one tick, and one day, they can actually control by the developer. They can say, this land have no more gold to take. If you want to
belanjakan kepada anda, dan kini anda di siri yang kedua dengan tema iaitu impian anak muda membina masa hadapan yang dibawakan khas oleh Kementerian Belia dan Sukan dan juga Majlis Belia Malaysia. Hari ini kita ada topik-topik yang sangat menarik. Seperti apa yang kita tahu, hari ini kita ada pekerjaan di masa hadapan, ataupun kalau dalam bahasa Inggeris dia adalah future jobs. Yang mana zaman sekarang mungkin kita tak perasan lagi, tapi masa hadapan nanti ada peluang ini untuk anda. Seperti yang kita sedia tahu daripada siri yang pertama, sudah pun ada talk untuk kesihatan mental. Sebab tu siri yang ketiga kita akan ada pendidikan pula. Sebab tu yang keempat, yang terakhir, kita ada security makanan. Macam mana security makanan ya? Sebab kita makan je, tapi kita tak cakna. Tapi mungkin siri yang keempat kita akan tahu macam mana, apakah security dia. Mungkin yang ni kita boleh makan, apa ada dalam makanan sebenarnya kan. Saya pun tak sabar nak tengok yang tu. Tetapi untuk hari ni, dia punya cara adalah kita akan nak tengok cabaran belia menghadapi pasca pandemik. Sebab kita tahu ramai sekarang ni mencari kerja dan sebagainya. Tapi apakah ruangan yang ada sekarang ni yang akan menjamin kerja untuk anda selama 5 ataupun 10, meskipun 50 tahun? Sebabkan kita ada, ini adalah platform yang menyediakan untuk anak muda meskipun dah berumur 25 ke atas pun masih lagi boleh untuk mencebur bidang seperti ini, dan untuk mencipta rangkaian hubungan idea untuk inspirasi sesama kita dan membina kolektif. Tapi untuk hari inilah kita ada pembinaan, ataupun kita nak pergi kepada games, dunia-dunia dalam sukan ataupun e-sukan elektronik. Kita ada satu jejaka bernama Desmond Lee. Dia akan membawa satu topik iaitu games development untuk anda pada hari ini. Kita cerita sikit pada Desmond ni. Desmond adalah seorang CEO pada iCandy Group. Dia ada satu lagi Explore. Dia pun memegang company Explore ini dan pernah buat satu cerita iaitu Saladin, The Animated Series pada 2011, dan orang Malaysia yang pertama dinominikan pada International Emmy Awards. Orang Malaysia yang pertama, geng. Siapa yang kedua, sampai ketiga? Tak, orang tak ingat yang kedua. Kita ingat yang pertama sahaja, iaitu Sir Desmond Lee. Dan dia juga pernah ada pengalaman 5 tahun bekerja di United States. Dan saya rasa Sir Desmond ada tak kat dalam ni, Sir?
Yes.
Hi, Sir.
Yes.
Hi, Sir. So, how are you,
Good
sir?
morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me here today.
Seperti yang kita tahu kan, Sir berada dengan Group Explore ni sebanyak 20 tahun ke, Sir?
No, I have Explore 10 tahun sejak 2011 lah.
Oh, 2011. Alright. So, kita mesti nak tahu lebih banyak apa Explore bawa, apa semua, apa kejaya yang ada dalam in-game ni sebenarnya. Sebab ramai kita tengok main game, tapi kita tak tahu kejaya apa yang ada kat dalam ni. So, tanpa membuang masa lagi, Sir, take it away. Tengok apa kejaya kat dalam.
Alright, thank you. Okay, so let me share the screen. So I'm going to show you I walk you through about the game development and also the career. What can you do in this gaming industry? Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let me start. Okay, oops, hold on. Okay, so today's topics I want to share about the career in game design and development. All right. So and also the subtopic is beyond development. I'll explain why beyond development, because a lot of people think that game development is just programming and designing. Actually beyond that, there are a lot of areas that we can all explore, which I will share in a bit. Okay, so just very quickly, we want to introduce about our company first, right? So App Explore. So again, my name is Desmond. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of the App Explore. The company founded in 2011 with just 4-man team, right? Currently we are about 45 staff now. Then we focus our own IP means, we develop our own games, so we don't work for hires, we don't have clients, right? So we work on our own IP, and then we focus on freemium games. Freemium games mean there is a in-app purchase, and also the term basically we call it IAP, in-app purchase, and also IAA, in-app advertisement. That's how we monetize the game. So just to explain a bit, if you some of you not understand, when you play game or you download any games from Google Play Store, it's all free. Then some people, they will spend money on upgrading the characters and whatnot. And if they don't spend, the chances that you will see some videos and all that. Then in 2015, we actually got acquired by an Australian listed company. So under I Can Do Interactive. So far, we have developed about 12 games and then have more than 40 million downloads now. We've been awarded to top developer by Google Play, probably 4 years ago. Okay, just to share a bit, we founded the company in 2011. So by this year, we actually 10 years. So this is our 10-year anniversary. Unfortunately, we cannot celebrate. We have to celebrate at home with all the team members. Just to share a bit about the photo here, from the very top left is how we started, for peoples, and then you see the second picture, we have 5. We went to some game competition event and won some award, and then we grow from 5 to like about 8, and then go bigger, and today we have 45 now. So just sharing some of the pictures here. Okay, so these are some of the games that we have. From very bottom right is our first game, like the first, and then followed by Explorers, Alien Hive, and all that. So you can actually find out all these games from our website, and also you can go to iOS and Google Play. Just search for our company name, App Explore, then you should find all these games. And the top left is our latest game, Crossstar, which I will show you in a while. Okay, just some banner screenshot of our games. Some of the games have like over 2 million download, 3 millions, and our best game have about 6-7 million download for the game alone. So these are some of the latest game. Okay. So today I'm going to share about the game development pipeline. Okay, so how we actually started to develop game, and from developing and then to releasing the game, right? So we do everything in-house except sounds and music. Okay, so to start, we do our market research on trending mobile games, right? So we want to make sure and know that what kind of games that people are playing. As the trends, it change from time to time, so we really have to be aware of the market. Then most of game we target the development duration somewhere between 12 to 16 months, 12 months to 16 months. When the early day when we started doing the development, because we have a very small team, 4 to 6 people, we most of game are about 6 to 8 months. So now with a bigger team, we want to make bigger games. So that's the average duration that we are doing now. So then we shortlist and finalize some of the genre of gameplay. So either you want to do like social games, even casual game, they're like different genre, right? So like platformer and all that. Then we will start doing the game and system design. Then followed by server architect design. So we actually host all our games on AWS, which you need a server. Again, our early day, most of our games are offline, means you don't even need a server. You just play the game and that's it, right? So now, because of the demand and all the game that we have now is on server. So you need to log in to play. If not, some of the game can play offline, but we will actually save all the progress on the server so that that is part of the user experience. In case the player they change the phone, they reinstall the game, and when they log in, they will still have their progress. And also this progress can be cross-platform. meaning one day they switch the phone from Android to iOS, and then the moment they download the game, and then they will still have the same progress, right? So that is part of the user experience that we want to give players. And then of course team and concept design. And then after we have all that, then we start doing our prototype, alpha and beta iterations. A prototype usually means very early stage where we're testing the game mechanic. If it doesn't work, then we will move on to the next idea. Once we like the idea, then we'll continue to develop more, and then we move to a stage called alpha, where we actually testing a bit more on game mechanic and also other things internally. Then we move to next stage will be beta, where we can actually do a closed beta for more people to test the game by invitation only. And then later we'll open the beta to anyone, who have access to Google Play and iOS, that can actually download the game and test the game. Of course, there was sound music. And then last but not least is integrations. Integration, there are a lot of things that we have to integrate. When you have completed the game, you need to, of course, integrate the payment system, which provided by Google Play and iOS, Apple. And we have to integrate different networks, means for the advertisement. So we have ad networks from Google and ad network from like Facebook. So they actually provide all the ads for us to generate revenue. And then we have analytics integration. What it does is it actually will give you a report of how your player interact with your games. So how far they go, and when's the drop, when they actually uninstall the game, and then when is the time when they actually make purchase, and so on. And of course, we have social login, like Crossstar is one of the latest games you require to log in with Facebook. Okay. Okay. Then next thing is this is a part of the research, right? So we go to some of these websites. So this one is called Sensor Tower, where they actually showcase games that actually have most downloads, during the month. And so this is where you actually can try all this game and why people are downloading this game, and and then also this one is revenue by revenue. So these are the top revenue game on the store now. Like so you have to, we basically have to go through the game and see why they're actually making a lot of money. After all, it's a business, right? So besides development, we also want to generate revenue, right? So that is very crucial and important. Okay, so when it comes to game design, if you are not in the industry, just very quickly, the early day, this is a very simple flow for game design, where you basically, like arcade, you put in the coin, right? You start the game and you play for high score, and then if you lose, then you have to play again, and then you win, that you continue to play, and then you probably want to insert more coin to continue, and to insert more coin, then you actually have to pay for it, right? So that's where we also generate revenue. And some people, if they're not willing to pay, then we will give them an option to watch a video, and then once they watch a video, they can continue to the games. So this is very simple game loop. The more complex one, like what we have for Crossstar, so this is the game loop. There are a lot of things in the game where the intention is it's a free game, right? People can download and play. So the challenge is how you can actually give them a lot of fun until they're willing to spend the money, or they're willing to continue to watch the video, and then keep playing the game. And so that is one of the challenges to retain the user. Okay, moving on. So we have concept design. So if you look at the first screen, that's how we started, right? Get a very rough idea what we want to do from just sketches, like very basic interface, and then we move on to like more complex, more refined design. Okay, then same thing. So we see more concept design. So for cross-site alone, we have spent about from the day we started this, right, sketches until the day when we release, we spent about 1.5 years total. Okay. Then of course, when we move into more detail, we design all these props and whatnot. Okay. Then of course characters, a lot of characters. One planet, we have about 10 characters. So far we have about 20 planets, so you can do the math how many characters do you have. Okay, more characters here to share. Okay, and this is a UI UX design. So this is where we actually design the game flow. So how when people first on board the game and how we actually lead them to the game, how we teach them to play the game, and then where they can actually navigate and find what they want. So it's part of the UI and also the UX design. UI means more on the interface, the button, how it looks, color. UX means a user experience, where their experience when they come into the game and how easy they navigate and to find what they need, right? So that is very important. You don't want the player get lost, right? When they play the game, they'll get lost, and then they will probably, cannot enjoy the game. They'll uninstall the game. Okay. Next, of course, more design. How we actually design our logo. So we have a different style from probably a few different artists, and then I think we end up of this design, and then from there we refine more. So these are some of the final design in the games. The game is available. We launched the game actually in July, right? Just 2 months ago. It's a very new game. You can go Google Play and iOS. Feel free to download and play the games, and welcome to give us some feedback. So these are some of the screenshots that we made available on when we release the games. So these are the final arts evolved from the iteration, design, and early stage productions. Okay, and yeah, more the final design. Okay. Okay, trailer I will show to you later because PDF doesn't allow us to play the trailer. But if you have time, I will show the trailer. Otherwise, you can always go to YouTube, search for CrossStar. You should be able to find all the trailer. Or you can go to Google Play Store. You can actually see the review there. Okay, so when we have the games, right? We of course have to do the release. So I want to share with you the game release pipeline. So the first stage is doing the development, which will involve a lot of programmers and designer and all that, which I will share with you in later. But for game release pipeline, right? So we, as I mentioned earlier, we have alpha, beta, open beta, closed beta. So we usually once we have alpha, alpha is more for internal tests. Then once the game is solid, we have most of the features there, and then we will start doing a closed beta, what we call it, right? Internal closed beta. We can also invite people to come as long as they provide us with their email and login. We can actually enable that. So we will invite some friends and also the industry people to actually test the game. That take about 1 to 2 months. And once we feel comfortable, then we will put it on early access on Google Play. Okay. Early access means it's more like open beta. So we have control on Google Play console. We have control to allow or limit how many people or what country, for example, if I do not want to show or let people play the game before release, we can actually limit to, Malaysia only, like up to 10,000 people, for example, right? So all these people only from Malaysia, when they go to Google Play, they will see the game download button, and then up to 10,000 people. The moment you exceed 10,000, you cannot download anymore. So it's up to the developer to control. Reason is we want to get user data. So these 10,000 people will give you some data how they interact with the game, and especially with the analytic tools that we have in the game. The tool will let you know what are the all this data. Then we can slowly open up to probably more country. Then usually we take about 2 to 3 months before the release. Okay, then we will kickstart our marketing already, right? So during the close beta, we actually start doing our marketing, sharing the game date coming soon, and then during early access, we will basically on our Facebook, we just will mention like, oh, we open up for people to test the game. So yeah, basically just share the link and whatnot. So after the open beta, right? So we have data, we think that we have final fine-tune all the games data and balancing. Then next stage, we can actually do a pre-registration, right? Pre-registration means the game self on if you go Google Play now or App Store, and App Store they call it pre-order, right? Google Play they call it pre-registration. So there's a section on Google Play where you go in there, you find all these pre-registered games soon to be released. Most likely, probably in like in a month time, you can register for your interest. You just click on the button and that's it. And when the game is released, Google will actually prompt you, right? They'll send you a message. Oh, this game has been released, so you can download now, right? Those basically it's like alert. But these people who pre-register potentially can be converted to your player, right? So it's very important. And then we also have to give them some incentive to attract them to do the pre-registration. And then of course, after that, followed by global release, right? Then later, if the game's doing well, then we will usually localize it between 3 to 12 languages. Okay, okay, next. In terms of marketing wise, we have very close relationship with Google Play and App Store. So we are their partners. So what we do, we usually will pitch the game to them. Hopefully we'll get the game feature. Feature means if you go to Google Play Store today, you will see all the game on the front page. With different category like new games, and then like pre-registration, early access. All these are different category that they feature the game on the homepage. Imagine there are like thousands of games, being submitted daily, right, to Google Play and App Store, and it's very challenged to, to let people know that your game is on Google Play Store. So by having the feature is a very big advantage for us, right? But of course, that's not guaranteed. Your game have to be very, very good for Google Play iOS to consider. Okay, so of course, we create social channel for all the games that we have, like Discord, Facebook. So most of the game have their own individuals channel, right? Discord, Facebook, Reddit, and website. Okay, then when we come to the different stage pre-registration, we pitch to Google and Apple again, right? Because like say, when they feature the game, they are different category, right? New release, pre-registrations, and early access, and other category. Then we will create the pre-registration campaign to attract more players to sign up. Then of course, when release, we pitch to Google again and hope they will feature the games, and that will bring some players, hopefully. And then, of course, we will start cross promotions campaign using our in-house tool. Our in-house tool basically allow us to cross promote each game, right? So let's say we have this game released 2 years ago. We have still a lot of players playing the game, and when we release a new game, we can actually push and add in the games, in the old games, right? All the games that we have released, people are playing, and then we actually show them the NS, telling them or informing that, hey, we have released a new game, right? So we actually have control on that. So we have the tools to do all that, to basically get more user, right? We call it user acquisition, right? And then of course we do press releases and then we pitch the games to journalists. Most of these journalists, they will review game, and if they like it, they will talk about the game. And then, of course, we will start user acquisition campaign. So we actually spending money, ads on Facebook and mob to get more downloads. So that is part of what we do for marketing. For the pre-registrations, like I mentioned just now, we have to give some image, basically rewards to the player for them to register. So both of game close. This one Musketeer, which we released last October 2020. We have more than 1 million pre-registration, and followed by this Crosstar, which we released 2 months ago. We also have over 1 million pre-registrations. Okay. Then next thing is okay. So as I mentioned, tools, right? We have internal tools where we actually push the cross promotion ads to our existing player to ask them come and download our new game. We also have A/B testing. What is A/B testing? Okay, so we when we push the ads, any ads that we use, right? I think it applies on all platforms, not only here. It applies on Facebook or any other platform where you use a few different ads, right? And then later you will see click-through rate, CTR, right? How many people actually click on the ad? Meaning this ad actually perform better. More people like the ads and they will click on it. Then we will keep the ads, right? So we have all these tools internally as well. Have for A/B testing. Okay, next is after you release your game, you've done all your marketing, and to show that you are success. Of course, the most straightforward is, when you search your game, you at least will see your games on the first page, right? All your result, like, so when you search one of the games, like Musketeer, you should see, all this information. Okay. So same go with Crosstar, right? So that's where you'll see, okay, so yeah, it's at least it's being, the message is being sent out. People can actually search the game and potentially convert them to a player. And also early when I mentioned feature, so these are some of the features, right? On Google, on App Store, this is where they say new games, or these are the games, go and download. And then like popular game in Malaysia, so they'll highlight some of the games, and then like, new game from South Asia. So these three games actually under our same groups, same company. So I actually screenshot this one. We find it very interesting because 3 game, on side by side. Okay, of course, last but not least, right? After you have done the development, you have to do your marketing, and you release your game, and I would say very important part is support, right? So we support email, we provide email support using Zendesk. This is a tool where we manage all the email. Yeah, so we receive like 100 of emails a day from user asking, why this and why that, and they have issue, and from gameplay they want to understand more, and sometimes there is a error in the game, bugs in the game, so yeah, we actually receive like hundreds of email daily. And we also communicate with players across all channels. So Facebook, we have people stand by there to receive message and then reply.
Recording in process.
And then also we have to respond to player comment from Google Play and App Store. So if you look at Google Play and App Store, there's a comment section where people make comment. We actually have to address all these comments, especially when they have issue. Most of these players, when they have issue, they will give you like 1-star rating, and we have to address those. We can actually email to them and then help to address. So fully, once they get help, they will improve the rating from 1 to a higher rating. And it's very important because we have to maintain our game rating above 4.0, right? So if you notice, Google Play rating is the highest is 5.0. Anything below 4.0, Google will or App Store, they will not feature it again, because to them they assume this is a very low quality game. So that rating is very important for us. Okay. So yeah, so that is the basically the pipeline from the development and till releasing the game, and also marketing support. Okay, just talk a little bit about gaming industry in general. So that's give you a better idea, you know. Not only because we basically only focus on mobile game, right? So there are a lot more when you talk about gaming, right? So if you look at the data here, very simple data. So if you talk about music now today, right? There are 20 billion pieces globally, right? Music, and then of course box office is movie, right? And there's like 45 billion globally. And we look at games, gaming actually have 145 billion. It is a 145 billion industry, right? Combining mobile games, console game, PC games, and now, you know, blockchain games. So it's a very big industry. Okay. And also give some of you, I think most of you have no idea how much this game are making actually. These are the top games, right? Top games, which data I got it from early, this is June 2000, I think, like last year, or doesn't matter. So the data, what you see here is, this is how much they're actually making, like say Roblox, right? Call of Duty, Candy Crush Saga, from Kings, and revenue, you see 3 million, right? That $3 million actually is daily, right? So if you look at here, it's day, right? So it's one day they're making 3 million. It's not 1 month, it's not 1 year, it's every single day, right? Of course, again, these are the top games, right? So if you go down, move down all the way to the top 15, like Toon Blast, they are making 200,000 per day. Still a lot of money per day, all right? Of course, we always hope that we'll be there someday, right? Okay, then moving forward, okay, talk about the industry in Malaysia, right? So, I mean, in terms of support, I think gaming industry got a lot of support from MDEC. In case who doesn't know, MDEC actually facilitate all this incentive, initiate the creative industry, not only gaming, right? Not only gaming, comics, animations, and all that. So they actually have initiated a program called lewat.my. So you can actually visit the website where they share all the initiatives they have offered to or support they give to the industry, gaming industry in Malaysia. So you can actually learn more about what support you can get, school, classes, master class, you know. I think they also have program for kids, you know, start developing very simple game and sort of program, right? You can actually visit the website to learn more. Then next thing is, in terms of the industry in Malaysia, there are a lot of game companies. Right, so so first I want to share we call it service provider to IP creator. Means this, most of these companies actually doing services. So of course they are also developing their own IP. For example, you know, like Gabash is one of the IP from Patriot Republic, and Zombie Zoop is one IP from Aeon Sparks. But this company, their core business is actually providing services, like you know, Lemon Sky game, they work on Spider-Man, you know, all these big titles. So that's what they do. They offer services, right? This game will actually ask them to develop assets for them. Okay, so we have all this company. There are more. I actually I did not list every game company here, but just to give you an idea, right? And also, of course, we have smaller studio like us, App Explore. So we to us, we consider a mid-size now. We grow from like 10, 15 people to now 45 people. And of course, we have Magnus, Metronomics, and all these studios. Okay, and then they have shipped like PS4 games, a PC game, a very well-known mobile games. Okay, and then of course we have some international studios, which they establish their branch or office in Malaysia. So we have Codemaster, Streamline Studio, Bandai Namco, Double 11 Sony, and so on. So this actually opened up a lot of opportunity for Malaysia, right? So they set up company here. They want to hire talents from artists to 3D artists and all that. Okay. So in terms of job opportunity, this is what we have in our company. Of course, there are more positions available. So for running a game company, right? Of course, from day one, we have from day one when you are 4 people, you are the producer, you are the marketer, you are the game designer, you are the artist, and do everything. As you grow, then you have the people to help you manage the project. So we have a executive producer, right? And then we have producer to actually manage the timeline and all that. We have product managers. Once we release the game, we have to manage the products. And then of course, developments, we have writers just to write the stories. We have game designers, we have art directors, level designer who will design the level, like difficulty from stage 1 to stage 2 and so on. And then of course, we have designer on the UI, UX, artists, 2D artists, 3D artists, game programmers, and then server programmers, right? And that is for the development sides, right? So beyond development, right? So like say, we also have support and marketing, right? So we have marketing managers, we have social medias, and then we have user acquisitions specialists who help us to buy more user, and then of course QA support, right? And then game tester, right? So we have tester actually test our game like nonstop, and we also open for intern. Most intern they come in, will actually let them test the game, and then they will write a report or give their feedback. From the feedback we will see whether this intern actually understand the game, and also if they have a very good feedback or idea, then potentially we can actually continue to engage the intern to become a full-time. Here I just share a link. Basically, it's a game industry role by this writer. So this book itself is a PDF file. You can just scan this QR code or maybe just write down this URL. Go and download this one. This PDF has the one that I show you. How many we have here? Probably like 20 rows. And here you can find probably like more than 100 rows that you can actually they actually offer in the gaming industry, right? Because when you become very big, you have even more role positions, more defined. Like you're only in charge on specific roles. Yeah. So before I end the presentation, I just want to share a bit about the group. Like mentioned earlier, we are Abexo is actually under a group company called iCandy, which is listed in Australia. So iCandy invests in studios and games, mainly in South Asia. So we have a studio in Singapore, Insen Studio. Of course, we have Abexo based in Malaysia. We also have a studio in Indonesia, Joystick. And then we also have some different brand, iCandy Games, iCandy Digitals. Yeah, so that concludes my presentations.
All right, thank you, Sir Desmond. Sir, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Firstly, I want to ask from Sazwan Kasim. UI or UX designer tu kerja yang macam mana?
Okay.
Cerita sikit tentang.
Sure. The work is basically I think UI UX designer now is on very high demand, right? So what they do is if you look at any website, any apps right? They need a designer to design it, right? So they need to design, how it look, how the button will look like, how the color will look like, I mean, any website require a UI designer to design the look and feel, right? Look and feel, right? A blue color, red color, dark, white, is part of the design, right? And that also apply on apps. Now have a lot of apps, right? And also apply on games, right? So how the button will look like, you want a 3D button, 2D button, designing all that. So that is we call UI, right? But UX, user experience, not only you can draw well, but you also need to understand the navigation. Let's say a website, right? Do you want the navigation on the left, or you want the navigation on the top? When you roll over on the navigation, do you have a roll down button? Why? And now most of this UI or UX now is pretty standard on web, right? Because they are very standard now. Like it had to be like for the desktop, and also had to be friendly on the mobile. And where on the left you have three, we call it burger menu, 3 line, right? You click on it, you expand, and all that is a user experience, right? To navigate what you want, right? That is the user experience, right? And moving to the game, every game, they don't have a template. Not like website. Unlike website is pretty standard now. Website, navigate on top, you click on the menu, you see that. But games is very different. Every game have their own menu, right? So you go in there, you see different interface. So the UX, what you want to give the player experience is how you actually lead the player to play the game, right? So that they don't get lost. If they want something, they want to buy something, you give them the button there, right? They click on it. So that is the experience. Yeah. So design sense, and also the experience sense. Yes.
Thank you. Sebab kan, yelah, ramai orang tanya kan apa tu maksud UI. Sebab bila kita masuk game, kita tengok butang ni kat sini sebab ada tutorial tunjuk kat mana butang apa semua kan. Alright. Okay, kita ada masa banyak lagi, tapi saya nak tanya tentang macam mana kita nak masuk ataupun nak apply job dekat Explore ni. Sebab apa yang Sedesmond cari ataupun new incomer datang yang ada diploma ke, degree ke, ataupun boleh start daripada intern naik demi sikit.
Okay, so for us, of course, to start, if you have no experience, of course, we encourage you to go, college. They are like colleges or university offering courses. Like, if you want, I guess you ask yourself what you're good at, what you are passionate, or what you are interested in, right? So if you look at the job opportunity, is plenty, right? If you really like to draw, then you can become the artist, right? 2D, 3D, then you can go to the university to get the courses. And if you like programming, then you can become a game programmer, right? So you have to go to specific university to get the courses, and then, of course, like say you like design, you can take design courses. Marketing, there's marketing courses, but I don't think there's a marketing actually focus on game. But again, when you study marketing, chances that you can actually explore gaming as well. So look at what you like first, right? And then go study. And then when you have that knowledge, then you can come and apply, right? But for us, we don't really look for your cert, right? Because it's after all, it's just a paper, right? If you're an artist, we want to look at your portfolio, see whether you can really draw, have the sense. That's important. Even if you have very good self-taught and you don't have cert, if you're very good, we will hire as well. Yeah. So that's how we actually will judge and hire.
Alright, thank you. Ini ada satu lagi soalan daripada Muhammad Safwan. Dia ada soalan untuk game industry. Mana Muhammad Safwan? Boleh tanya? Boleh buka mic untuk tanya? Sebab dia tak tulis. Boleh tanya dekat chat. Saya bacakan. Bagaimana industri ini menjana pendapatan kerana kebanyakan game adalah free untuk download?
Yeah. So I like I mentioned earlier, right? So our business model is IAP and IAA, right? So like the very first slide. When people download the game for free, right? And we have about 1 to 2% people buying our inner purchase, we call it, right? So very simple. When you want to enhance your experience, right? Then we actually let them buy the item, right, to upgrade their weapons, right? To let's say to unlock certain thing, you have to pay for gem, right? So that's where we actually earn money. People will buy for it, right? And for those who don't pay, right, then we'll still give them, say, oh yeah, if you buy $20, you can get 100 gem. Then with the gem you can do a lot of things, right? If you don't buy, well, we don't stop you. You can still grind. It will take longer, right? It take longer. Or I'll give you 5 gem to speed it up if you watch a video, right? By watching video, we also earn the money. Yeah. So you basically earn the money from in a purchase. They buy gem, for example, item. And also if don't buy, we will ask them to watch a video, incentivize them, with gems. So we generate revenue from here. Yes. And then our user base actually based in US, Europe. Most of our users. Yeah.
Alright, okay, terima kasih yang tu. Sebab yalah, pakai ads yang orang tengok, so biarpun 30 saat tapi ada dah generate sedikit duit kat situ kan. So kalau lagi ramai tengok, lagi banyaklah kita earn. So daripada Safwan Kasim sekali lagi, dia ada satu soalan. Saya minat buat game ni tapi saya tak pandai guna Adobe Illustration. Ada tak solution lain untuk buat game yang ada dekat Play Store untuk beginners?
Yes, of course. Yeah. There's plenty actually. You can actually you just do even kids now can make games, right? Without but of course make game is one thing, right? Making game as a career is another story. So to make game, to how you start to make simple game to learn first, right? So there's like Scratch, the Scratch stencil, they are like game makers. All these these tools are available. You can just search on Google. You can download for free, and most of these tools, right, they offer without you can make game without programming. It's drag and drop, right? The important thing is the logic, how you actually design and program the game. So the tool is all there that you just drag. Like Scratch is very simple tool. I think if you just Google Scratch, you can download for free, and it actually even my son, like 8 years old, can actually try it. That's a tutorial. It's just drag and drop. And then art-wise, you can actually download from internet, just to start and learn. Yeah, without programming. Yes.
Oh, so nama dia adalah Scratch
Yes.
Sebab
Scratch. I think if you just do game development tools, you should find all these tools here. Yeah, SCRATCH, Scratch, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's actually designed by MIT. So yeah, SCRATCH. If you just Google that, then you should see the link. It's all online, right? So it's all drag and drop. So it's designed for kids. I wouldn't say kid lah. It's a very good tool for anyone to want to start learning game. Yeah, so they provide all kind of tutorial. And moving forward after Scratch, they are like game maker, game salad. These are some of the tools that you can actually even when you go to a college or university, right? They actually will teach you all these tools first, because that is the basic where you learn all the basic logic before you do your programming. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Alright. So okay, sebelum kita teruskan lagi, alright. Ada satu link yang untuk semua orang isi, iaitu Menti link. Anda kena jawab soalan sikit kat dalam link tersebut. Boleh buat sebentar saja lagi. Alright, sir. Okay, yes. So kalau orang design apa semua, sebab banyak, okay, kita semua main game, kita nak cari dalam pandemik ni lah kan. So okay, kalau kita start sekarang, bidang kita tahu, okay, dia nak, sebab tadi saya scan QR code tu kan, saya tengok banyak roles yang ada, game design lah, apa lah kan. Tapi untuk start small dekat mana yang kita perlu cari? Role apa yang paling, bukan cakap paling senang, tapi untuk masuk ke dalam industri ni?
I think is the role that I share with you. That's the role in my company at the moment, right? So I think you see, when we started, only 4 people, right? So 4 people as an indie, you can make a game really, right? So you need one game programmer, right? One artist. Actually, 2 people can make game already, artist and game programmer. You see, right? It's very rare to find people that can do everything. Like, oh, I'm also programmer, also artist, right? So, but some programmer, they can do game. Also, either they work with people or they can buy asset from the store, right? So now there are a lot of assets you can actually buy. People already make those assets available. Then you can just pay and buy the asset. Asset mean the game asset, right? Icon, and all that. Then as a programmer, you can, if you have a good idea, then you can make a game, right? So I think maybe game programming, if you really like programming, then game programmer is a very important role. Because if you're an artist, right, you don't know program, you cannot make game. Right, by yourself, right? Yeah. But programmer, yeah, I can buy asset. So you basically you need like 2 to 3 important role, like programmer, artist, designer, how to design the game. So these are the very basic to start. Then when you move on, then of course you bigger game, you need more programmer, need more artists, and then do marketing. You don't need to have your own marketing team. You see, some company, they don't have that. They only focus on developing game. Right, 20 people. Once they develop the game, they will actually pitch the game to publisher. So publisher, just like you are a writer, you write a book, right? Then I don't know how to sell. Then you find publisher lah, right? Go publisher, they'll help you to sell, and they'll take 50% cut, and you take a percent. But then you don't need your own marketing effort or team, right? Help you to sell the book, right? So same goes with the game. If you only focus on development, it's okay. When you develop, then you can share the game with publisher. Like we also publish game, right? So on and off, we will have a developer approaches. They'll send us game like, oh, I have this game. Please test it. If you like it, you can consider help us publish the game. Yeah. So for us, our business model is when we help people developer to publish the game, we will take 50% revenue from it. Yeah. But we offer our own marketing, our team to help to push the game. Yeah.
All right, sir. I have one more question.
Sure.
What drives sir in the games development scene?
I think because I came from the creative background, so I do that's what I learned. I like multimedia. Early day there's no game scheme, so there's like a website. That's what I did. Right. Early day I learned how to build a website. I learned how to do video. I learned how to do multimedia. Back then CD-ROM. So those are things that I learned. To me, anything to do with creative, I like to do. Right. So when I moved back from US, I involved in the Saladin project. So that is animation project initiated by the government. In fact, so I got involved in that game. In the animation. After that, during the time is when the Angry Bird so hot, right? Angry Birds. Maybe some of you have not heard about Angry Bird. I don't know. Maybe too young. Yeah, back then it was a very very hit mobile game. I think Angry Bird create an miracle for mobile game, and then a lot of people playing it. Then that sparked a lot of opportunity. Like, so simple. It's game so simple. Some people think, I can build in like 3-man team. Like a 4-man team. So that's when we actually see the opportunity, and then also we have investors interested in that and come to us and ask, hey, can you help to build the next Angry Bird? You see. So like, yeah, they really thought, it's so simple to build. Although it looks simple, but then that gives us an opportunity and see and like, look, for us to develop animation, right now, you really need like about 30-50 people to actually do animations. Okay. Yeah, you need that many people, right? Maybe at least 10 to 20 people, and that will take years, right? It will take like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. If you look at some of this animation, For example, like you look at Disney animation,
Okay.
right? If you look at their credit, they're like 500 people, 500 people, and then took them like 2 to 3 years to, of course, like it's a blockbuster lah. But what I'm saying is, you need a bigger team, right? 20 at least 30. But games, you can actually develop a game with 2 people, programmer and artist, right? Literally, right? So that's why we see the opportunity, and then and the barrier entry is very low, right? I only need a very small investment to try. So yeah, then we see opportunity. We actually started that lah, right? So started into the mobile game. Yeah.
Alright, so sir, saya rasa ramai lagi yang nak tanyakan soalan tapi kita pun masa dah nak habis. So,
Yes.
okay, kalau diorang nak tanya soalan, kat mana diorang nak cari sir?
Can email to me. I think share my email also now. Desmond@appexplore.com.
So rasanya saya boleh tulis dekat checkbox sebab diorang pun nanti
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
banyak soalan diorang nak tanya. Tapi thank you sir, thank you for your time. Kita pun dah banyak kita explore tentang game development. Kita selama ni tak tahu hanya main game saja, tapi kerja 3 tahun, 5 tahun punya buat game. Sebab yelah, kita tengok game Angry Bird, tengok game Flappy Bird pun buat, nampak game macam tu tapi buat tu memang lama. So
Flappy Bird tak ada. Flappy Bird satu orang saja.
Yalah, tapi dia nak buat tu dia macam lama kan nak buat kan. So thank you for your time sir. Maybe nanti diorang akan email sir apa semua. So
Sure.
alright, kita rasa kita dah habis kat sini. Ramai yang boleh jawabkan dekat link menti dekat bawah. Kita akan break selama 5 minit. So kita akan pergi. Selepas ini kita ada topik yang sama menarik. Kita ada, biasalah kita pun dah zaman dekat rumah ni kan. Kita ada realiti kita pergi kerja, kita bangun, kita tidur, kita makan apa semua. Tapi macam mana dengan extended reality? Dari satu lagi, adakah mimpi ataupun benda ni betul-betul ada? So kita akan berehat sebentar selama 5 minit dan kita akan berjumpa dengan panel kita satu lagi. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Kita jumpa sebentar saja lagi.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess I'm done.
Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Selamat kembali kepada Pekerjaan Belia KBK 2021, Konvensional Belia Kebangsaan 2021. Impian anak muda membina masa hadapan, yang dibawakan khas oleh Kementerian Belia dan Sukan dan juga Majlis Belia Malaysia. Tadi kita dah belajar game development, macam mana game itu berfungsi, macam mana nak mulanya pembuatan game dan berapa banyak career path yang ada dan anda boleh ceburi untuk masuk ke dalam industri game development ini. Tetapi di topik yang kedua kita nak tengok iaitu yang akan dibawakan oleh Sir Harvin Liu, iaitu extended reality. Sebab biasanya kita tengok orang pakai VR kan, beli apa semua, tengok game sebagainya kan. Tapi hari ni kita nak tengok pecahan dia pula, iaitu extended reality. Apa extended reality ini? Yang akan dibawakan khas oleh Sir Harvin Liu, iaitu Sir Harvin ini founder dan juga presiden untuk XR Associates dan juga teknologi advisory dari firm HQ dekat Selangor, dan juga 50 strategic partner, ada 5 chapter daripada Singapura, Indonesia, Australia dan US dan juga China. Tapi sebelum itu, kita nak tengok kepada kita punya mentee, kita punya info pada hari ini. Di manakah peserta-peserta ini, berapakah umur mereka dan daripada pelusuk manakah mereka datang, iaitu umur mereka daripada 18 hingga ke 25 tahun, iaitu kita ada 5 orang, dan 26 hingga ke 35 kita ada 4 orang. Dan pekerjaan mereka adalah mereka ada pelajar sekolah, ada pelajar institut pengajian tinggi, daripada kerajaan ada seorang, daripada swasta ada 1 orang juga, kerja sendiri pun ada, dan juga sedang mencari pekerjaan, iaitu seramai 23 orang. Ui, banyak mencari pekerjaan ni. Mungkin hari ni ada kena dengan anda punya sektor dan anda boleh masuk. Okey, ini dia mereka punya. Tetapi kita sambung lagi, apakah jangkaan anda untuk Connect KBK pagi ini? Game, kerja, peluang dan sebagainya. Kita ada lagi, kemungkinan ada lagi. Tetapi sebabkan selepas ini, adakah anda bersedia untuk extended reality? Sebab kalau kita baca atau kita kenal Sir Harvin ni, dia pernah pun dia lah yang produce Jump Smash, Roll Spike, mobile games yang di dalam dah sampai 10 million download dekat dalam dunia ni. Dan juga dia ada VR studio DJM yang develop free roam multiplayer VR experience bermula daripada 2014, dan DJM ini adalah champion untuk Southeast Asia Division daripada Alibaba CACSC 2016, dan juga diorang menang Best Showcase untuk Unity Unite Singapore 2017. Banyak achievement diorang dapat ni. Diorang menang banyak betul ni. SEAGRAPH Asia Bangkok 2017 pun diorang menang. Lepas tu bermula daripada 1 sampai ke 11 tempat mereka ada, iaitu 11 cities dan juga 8 country mereka dah pun sampai, dan juga selected as the Greatest 50 2018 daripada Digital News Asia. So, kita akan perkenalkan dia. Mari kita tengok siapa jejaka idaman kita ni. Sir Harvin ada kat situ, sir?
Hey.
Hi, sir. Sir, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Stay at home. So hope everyone are safe at home as well.
So, while you stay at home, how is the workspace? Is the extended reality? Do you play around at your house or it's just in front of the computer?
Yeah, we actually cross-platform. So a lot of meeting because people still get to use like Google Meet or Zoom meeting. Okay, after the pandemic. So before the pandemic, it's so difficult to convince people to use this kind of technology or to conduct our daily productivity. Then further on, we start to use the VR devices to get the more immersive experience for the conference, for event, and even meeting our friends in the VR. So that's our activity weekly, And we saw that a lot of VR devices been sold in Malaysia, and surprisingly we want to share a lot more about FR so that people can start to come into this industry, not only just as a user but as a developer.
Oh, okay. So we will dive into that after this. But I have one question before we start this. Can we replicate our office, just like we are at home, and we replicate our office and just work as normal?
Yeah. I think it's a good question, and a lot of people are trying to do that. But when you can have a better working environment, not as your office. Okay, because in VR, in the virtual world, you can do anything you want. I think you can have a better office experience, even using the VR.
All right, sir. We are happy that you're here, but we want to know what is a standard reality. So, sir, take it away.
Sure. All right. So this is my screen. So I'm going to share my screen using the PowerPoint here. So today I covered a few topics. So first, I would like to introduce about the SR technology, because this could be quite new for everyone here. And then secondly, I will share about the trend, okay, the latest trend to watch from all around the world. So a lot of use cases and for VR, AR, and MR. And of course, I'm going to explain and share more about the career opportunities in the industry. And before the end, I will share about the global SR market. So what is the market size and what we can foresee as a Malaysian, what is our position, and what kind of opportunity we're going to grab. So these are the 4 topics that I will cover today. So firstly, I would like to introduce about our background, SR Associate. So we are a company, a registered company. So we are in the industry for past 7 years already. And we are based in Selangor, Malaysia. And we cover the different kind of business, including like become a supplier for the solution provider, as well as for the different consultancy opportunity. And our mission is to create the opportunity to support the SR ecosystem in Malaysia and actually in the region of Asia. And we have the vision to be the provider of the choice for the SR solution. And we also provide the services and the technology know-how from the industry. So this is about myself. Just now the moderator already shared about it. So I have my committee team in the associate. So we have the very experienced community team from a different background. So they are all the CEO of their own company from a different region, mostly Malaysian, because the headquarters is in Malaysia. And these are the country leader from the different region. So they are head of the community, because they need to gather all the SR developer and to educate the market about how to actually adopt the SR technology. So these are some of our partners. We have more than 50 over partners from different industries. And some of the case study that bring by our partners. So you can see from the simulator, from the car simulator, motorbike, even racing. So because simulation also part of the extended reality. It will make you more immersive, okay? So then we also have like the solution to supply to the entertainment sector, like theme park, like gaming and so on, right? And for the non-gaming, so the solution also can be used for the training for the Air Force, for the military, and even for the car engineer to design the car remotely, okay, in the VR. The two engineers, maybe one in Germany, one in Malaysia, they can design the car all together in the virtual environment. So also this can be tied with the Industry 4.0. SR is one of the important element under the Industry 4.0. So for the technology hardware, so it's about the AR and the VR. So our company also supplied this. Recently, we supplied this to the 5G telco all around the world. So always we conduct a lot of training and the workshop sharing to the industry. And because of the pandemic, we also move our event to the VR environment. So you can see from here, we can have our own avatar using our photo as a face, and then we can actually meet everyone inside the conference, or even we host a virtual exhibition, okay, on the internet. We're helping some of the school to do the charity event on the internet. So these are some of the track record that we have served in Malaysia and overseas, okay? So now we start to introduce about the SR technology. So what is AR, VR, MR, and SR? So too many terms, so people always get confused about what it is about. So in layman, it called immersive technology. So because you get to jump inside, okay, jump into the content itself. So this is always a dream for a lot of us when we start to play the Nintendo game long time ago, right? So now it become a reality. So immersive technology. So what is AR, VR, and MR? So the term is this one, okay? Virtual reality. So you can see it's virtual reality, stand for VR. Okay, it brings you into the world entirely, and then you don't see the really physical world. Okay, after you wearing the VR gadget, so entirely computer generated graphic, right? So that's called VR. You can't see the outside world anymore. Augmented reality is you overlay the information over the real world. So meaning that you can see the information, the text, the graphic, or even a 3D object on top of your physical world. So the other one, which is your mixed reality MR. Okay, it mixed with the digital content and your physical world. So for example, like the interact, okay, like you can put the 3D object on the floor or on your table or even on the wall. So this one is actually interact within the computer graphic and your physical object. So we call it mixed reality. So from here, you can see this is some of the example, okay? VR, so completely digital world. Another one, AR, one object on top of the physical world. Another one, mixed reality, you see the robot inside the graphic, right? So it actually can go behind your sofa, even can interact with your lighting, the shadow, the lights from the windows. So this is mixed reality, very high end. So actually, when we say SR, extended reality, is an umbrella of the VR, AR, MR. So overall, we call it extended reality. So extended reality is not another term. Actually, it's umbrella. Okay. So the future of SR, we always get inspiration from the novel, from the movie, from the book, comic. So I believe everyone saw this before. You can see that, okay, the VR simulator from the Ready Player One, everyone know that, right? Then the VR HMD, the head mount device, and the VSR interface, like hologram, or we can use your hand to interact with it, and then even can use your eyes control, using your voice control, like Iron Man. So all these are the inspiration from the movie itself. And actually, it's all happened nowadays. Then you can see the actual use case in the VR for the different feature, multiplayer, hand gesture, AR avatar, VR avatar. So it's all happened. And the AR painting, so a lot of you already know that, or even you are start using it, okay? You pen on it, you use a gadget, so you can scan it and see it animated on the table. So, or you can see the AR live advertisement, AR mapping as well. So AR VR is not new, okay? It's already many years ago. You see, at 1833, start from that time. Okay, we call it the new era of the SR. It's starting from 2014. Google Cardboard coming out, and then Oculus, and up to today, right? So this is a new evolution. Okay, thanks to the mobile technology, because it makes the device low affordable as well as getting smaller, so that we can use it. You see the 1957 one, so big, it's like the ATM machine. So mobile web VR devices. Also from here, I would like to share about like what kind of VR we have. 360 video. Okay, you can watch it from the mobile gadget, and 360 mobile VR devices, including like putting the device to the cardboard so you can see it. This is the most affordable way to watch the VR, right? So then the other one, which is slightly getting better, they have a hard casing one. So actually no different compared to the paper cardboard. But the only difference is that all the mobile device, 360 mobile devices are 3 dots only. When we say about 3 dots and 6 dots, what is the difference? So here give you a definition. So 3 dots actually is you only can rotate. Okay, there's no position tracking. You only can rotate using the gyro feature. So dots stand for degree of freedom. So if you're calling 6 dots, so you actually not only have the rotation, you also have the position. So these are the difference. So mobile only have 3 dots. You only can rotate. So you experience it on your YouTube, then you know. So if you want to talk about the SysDoc, which including the best immersive experience, then you can actually look at the this graphic. So you can see that a lot of the devices already support the SysDoc device. Okay, so we call it VR HMD, head-mounted display. Okay, so there are two types. One is a standalone all-in-one, which is you just have the VR gadget, switch it on, then you can start to use it. You don't need to use the computer, right? It's wireless. And the other one, which is offer you the better experience because of the gaming PC, right? So you have to connect to the PC so that you stream the content to your headset. So these are the two different popular type of the VR hardware today. And the AR devices are still new and very expensive, but it's coming up. I think early next year, you can see a lot of consumer device, AR device coming out, including Facebook, Amazon, and so on. So about the content, there are the VR content for 360 video. This one very common. And the 360 interactive video, which means you can actually interact, like clicking the button. There are the hyperlink in the video. Or you can also watch the 3D stereoscopic content. You don't need to go to cinema for the IMAX, but also can see it from your 3D, the VR device. Then the 3D VR content like the animation, game, and so on, right? Very popular. And the latest one, we call it volumetric content. You capture the video, but as a real person, real object, then you can see it in the 3D way. Okay, 3D, it doesn't mean that just from the 3D stereoscopic, you can walk behind and look at the person from the back. So these are the new type of the volumetric capture system. So it will be very useful once the holographic coming out. And the SR content tools, including how do you capture the SR content? You can use smartphone, okay, the most affordable way. And you can use 3D scanning. Nowadays, you can use like iPhone to do the 3D scanning of the object easily. Or you can have the 360 camera and the volumetric capture from the professional industry, or you can just use the CG and game engine to create the content. And the 360 camera nowadays available in the market from 60 ringgit, okay, to 13,000 ringgit professional grade. So you even can get it from the marketplace like Shopee and so on, but the quality of course different. So you can create the 360 content easily by yourself. So these are some of the professional ones. So they use it for the advertisement and then the TVC, okay, and then also for the movie. So they use the camera like this to put on the car, okay, the shooting scene. Then they actually use it for the indoor studio as well. Right, so then they actually capture the content from another place and use it in the studio, and then to integrate it together and produce the VR content. So these are the actual one, okay, from our partner from Taiwan. Then they also can shoot a lot of even like film festival, very famous one. So today, 360 VR video film festival already very common in everywhere. But I hardly can see the content from Malaysia. So there are a lot from other countries. So I hope we can start looking at this. And these are the award-winning content from our partner. You can take a look from the YouTube and other places for the their short clip, okay, to understand how they work. The overall shooting experience are totally different, okay, with the what we experience for the traditional way for film shooting. So the use cases by doing the 360 VR film is this one. Maybe we can start to learn about the empathy. So this is one of the good case study. Okay, they already won the award in Sundance Film Festival. It's a traveling while black. Okay, so you can actually watch it from the VR device or the YouTube. So this one, they actually met people to feel that they are the point of view of a black, okay, in US. So they actually go through daily life and then they meet the different racism, okay, happen around them. And if this kind of experience, you let the other kind of race people, like the white guy, to actually experience it and watch it. So you can feel that how you treat other people, and this is how they treat you back. And they can actually learn about the empathy. Very good for the case study. Then the other one, which is you can actually reunite with the loved one, the beloved one, okay, already passed away in VR. So this is a reality show in Korea. They actually recreate the content, okay, the character. This kid already passed away long time ago, and then the mother actually get a chance collaborate with the production team. They regenerate the 3D character with animation and so interaction. for the mother to experience it. So the other one from the right hand side, which is a man who lost his wife long time ago, who are getting the cancer. So he get to meet his wife again and dance together. All right. So these are so good experience. So this is something good use cases actually for VR or SR developer to contribute back to the society. So now we can start to talk about the trend to watch. The trend about the VR immersion breaker. So VR is no longer very big, okay, very bulky. It's getting smaller and smaller every year, okay, every new generation. Almost 6 months to 1 year, you can see a new generation coming out. It's a lot faster than a smartphone, okay? Then you no longer need to connect to the big and expensive computer. So how expensive is it? A gaming computer, it can starting from 8,000 to 15,000 ringgit. Too expensive, right? So nowadays you can just get the device and start to enjoy it. So then the graphic also getting better, right? Graphic also getting better. Even come with the hand tracking, voice control. So this is so cool. Then the mobile AR actually is the most common nowadays. Everyone have a smartphone, right? So this is the best way to educate people about VR and AR. So the AR disruption, so including like the game like this, or everyone know AR game, Pokemon Go, but you know, actually Pokemon Go, nobody play the AR mode now. We just use the normal gameplay only. So it's a hype, okay? People just write on the AR term to make it very popular. It's a strategy, right? So the other one, which is Snapchat, with the filter, I think this one, everyone are playing it. So actually people are understand they already start to use it for AR, VR. Okay, just that we don't really need to explain to them about the technology as long as it's fun and cool and can share to social media. Okay, so that actually it can get popular easily. And the AR for the AI. So let's say a lot of people talk about AI, AR. So this is how actually it combine all together for security purpose. So nowadays, when the camera through the smart glasses, AR glasses, we can actually scan our environment to detect the object recognition, right? So even can have the face recognition. So these two methods for the recognition are not that non-unknown term for everyone. We already start to using it, right? So just that how to actually make it better and create a lot of real use cases and lower down the cost. So for example, like this one, when we play the Instagram, this one, the face changing, wow, we swap the face and very funny information, the graphic result that we can see here, we share a lot, right? But people don't understand is that at the back, there are AI recognition behind. And then the AI can regenerate the face. So these are all AI already start to get your information, okay, and start to learn about it. Then we can see from here, how about the non-entertainment one? So for the research institute, they also start to use it for the AR microscope by Google. They highlight the tissue when the cancer tumor grows. So because it's so difficult to use your human eye to actually to recognize, identify all the tumor, right? So the AI can help also. So for the AI for other kind of training purpose, for example, using voice control. So it can actually reduce a lot of icon and then the menu in the VR world because it's so difficult to learn so many new things, right? So the most natural way, which is using your eye contact, using your voice control, or using your hand gesture, you're using your hand to actually do the selection. So for example, like this one, you can help the counter to do some customer service, okay? So then the military training. So Singapore, US already start using the MR and the VR to use for the scenario-based training. In Malaysia, I know that our army also have the VR training. So then a lot of different departments also trying to integrate for the AR feature. So in terms of the manufacturing, okay, for industry in Malaysia, so we receive a lot of inquiry, at least like 13 every week, okay, from the different factory to try to understand about how to implement AR, VR to their factory because they fall under the industry 4.0. So they would like to have it, okay? So we have a lot of customers actually asking for it. So it can actually interact with the IoT to collect the data and display it as a visualize the data and so on. So Another use case which is using for the remote control or remote assistance. So it's just like the team viewer or just like the Zoom meeting. But then when you are in the factory, your hand are actually working on something. You don't want to use your hand to hold a smart device and then using another hand to touch it. So that glasses will be the one of the best way to use. Then smart glasses, are they ready? Is the smart glasses ready for us to use? Yeah, it is. Okay, a lot of consumer grade and the industry grade smart glasses already into the market. So we are waiting for the right timing to launch it with the 5G. So in other countries also doing the same thing. They launch the smart glasses, smart device together with 5G services. So actually you can have a lot of inquiry from the consumer as well as from the enterprise market. So for the healthcare, it can be used for the therapy or simulation training or long distance first aid. Okay, this one is a MR. So when the people or the doctor are unable to go to the front scene, so that the officer can use the MR devices to display for the doctor, so they can give the long distance first aid very quickly. So the other one, which is for example like the doing the operating in the emergency room, so they have a lot of pre-screening or the review of the entire operation floor. So to make sure that this method is working, or we should choose option B. So you can before the operation, you can actually do the training first or to choose the best solution. AR also integrate into the vehicle, okay, like our windscreen, okay, to detect the object. So the AI getting smarter. So this one, when I display on your screen, then it becomes an AR, just a bigger one. Okay, it's no longer just smart glasses, but the entire screen. So these are more accurate. So and NVIDIA already has it. So if you are interested to working on it, we can introduce it because NVIDIA is also our partner. So this is some of the example like who actually already invested into the vehicle for AR, AI. So you can see all the big brands like Porsche. Porsche is coming to Malaysia, right? So then we have Hyundai, we have Alibaba, JVC, Kenwood. So they all invested into this. So you can understand that, okay, how the car industry are looking at it. So the year of welcoming 5G, so Malaysia are going to have 5G for commercial very soon. So I hope it's by end of this year or early next year. So we can start to get to connected to the 5G network. So there are a few more years for the infrastructure to cover entire Malaysia, right? So it takes some time, but I believe that is a good opportunity for us to start to create a lot of use cases by using SR. And 5G currently is only a small number of a smartphone model only can connect to the 5G. So but I think that when they launch it, people start to getting to use it. So 5G, no choice, it will be the mainstream, okay, in the next coming year. And then the rising of the cloud streaming also can help to boost 5G adoption. It's because cloud streaming, you can lower down your hardware specs, okay? Everything just stream from the cloud. You can have the best ever graphic. For example, you are playing the AAA content like the PS4 game or the Steam VR game from the cloud directly to your smartphone. So it's also actually it's not rely on your smartphone specs, right? It's actually just streaming the video and then have the feedback back to the cloud calculation. So it will be very, very affordable to everyone. So we hope that the day will become very soon. Then the other one is using for the marketing and the advertisement. So this one, I believe you saw a lot, right? From Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So people are start using it and getting into consumer daily life. So then you know that the business opportunity is there. So most recently, Facebook just announced that, right? The collaboration and then the social platform. So Facebook target is move to this one. So the next one, so they are the giant company from the social media. When they announce it, they support for VR and AR, everyone will get start to using it. So so far the best selling of the VR gadget is Oculus. So Oculus is owned by Facebook, right? So they announced the Horizon, and then just 2 weeks ago they announced the Horizon Workroom for everyone to use it for their workspace in the VR. So it's free to play, so you can download it and try. Then no longer just watching the gaming character, like the 3D character, because a lot of the people from the enterprise, they would like to see non-gaming content, which means don't show me the cartoonish, I don't like it, I don't watch it, right? So they can see the real face or not. Yeah, people are already integrated. So you can see Facebook also into it. So they will have their real face and with the lip sync and eye contact as well. So it's cool, it's crazy. You actually can duplicate yourself into the VR world. So the other one, which is a lower barrier, you do not need to be programmer or artist. Can you also get involved in the XR world? Yeah, like YouTube. When YouTube just launched, nobody know that there will be the career so-called YouTuber, right? So now there's a new career come out. We call it VTuber, which is a virtual YouTuber. Okay. So maybe you would like to be a YouTuber, but you do not have a good looking face and so on. So you can have the virtual character. Like for example, this one, either is 2D or 3D. Okay. So the more better technology that you use it, so the more life the character that you can have. Like for example, like this 3D character, not only just the voice and the movement, you also including like the finger tracking and everything. So the other one you can see, a guy like this is an uncle already, but it can turn into the very cool-looking young man, okay, to be the YouTuber influencer. And don't look at it, okay. Malaysia, I'm not sure how many VTuber we have, but I believe we are far behind. But look at the world, so they can easily have like 1 million followers, okay, within a small time of the releasing to the market. So you can see that a lot of different kind of character, either 2D, 3D, or even the KFC. Have you seen the KFC uncle? So it become a very cool influencer nowadays. But how can you have KFC uncle? So just recreate it in the by using the SR technology. So if you do know how to use tools like 3D animation tools or 2D graphic tools, you can use the third-party ready-to-use solution like the character tools, so you can easily create the character and use it for your YouTuber. So these are all available in the market right now. And for the other kind of collaboration, you can use for AR, MR if you don't want to look at the cartoonish character. So there are some other solutions which can see your real face. This is tools that I use for our online event, right? So you can see the real face with our colleague and friends, and like the daily work space in the AR world. So this is actually in their office, but the other colleagues are in another place. But inside here, they actually can see each other all together and share all the file, interact, okay? Then for the industry assistant, from here you can see they are the remote control robotic combined with the SR for the industrial assistant, as well as to create a job opportunity for the disabled. So from the left picture, you can see the Amazon boss, okay, are using the robot to do a lot of super tiny kind of operation. So people might maybe they will start to question the robotic arm. Is it really precise already? Is it really can actually do a lot of detail work? Yeah, it is. It already go to this level. Okay, you can even like play the magic cube and so on. A lot of very small activity that you require the precise accuracy and so on already can deliver. You even can feel it, okay, by using the glove. So in Japan, the family might start to use a robot as a research, okay. They use VR, remote control. This guy from another location and use the robot to do the daily job. So you can see how it works, okay. It's already happened. So the third one, the last few picture you can see is Japan. They are the cafeteria. They hire the disabled and allow them to from home. You see the disabled actually she cannot move at all. She just lying down, but using the voice and eye control or using the finger control to control the robot to serve the customer in the cafeteria. So this already happened, okay? So of course it can be used for other kind of training, like the scenario-based training. Like you want to train like the crane, so not many crane available for you to train it, right? For the training purpose, so you can use VR, okay? So you can train 100 times in VR and only 3 times, 4 times in the real one. So then you can save a lot of cost and safety also, right? So for in US, for the retail, they also use VR, okay, for the customer training. For the school teaching education, so in Chinese, they open 20 VR center. VR classroom. So for the student to start to get used to VR to learn the new thing, because this will be the future. So they have to really start to get connect with the VR. Then the content wise, so far the best selling one is all about the science, okay, biology, because these are the most difficult. Even we hardly can have the real experimenter in the school asking the teacher to let us to actually open up the entire frog, right? I think I only experienced it 2 times, okay, since I was a student. So not many times opportunity we can actually have it. But in the VR, AR, it's quite simple and it's very safe, right? So why students want to use AR, VR for this kind of education purpose? First is about the visualization, okay, interest, safety, okay, full immersive and interaction, improve the involvement in the process also. So now I think all the students would 100% attend your science class. So these are some of the information from the German. So the Samsung actually have the experimenter in German. So actually 92% of the student and teacher are support for this one. So now we're talking about the career opportunity in SR. So what kind of the job that we can have in SR? So in Malaysia, this is from the Industry 4.0. Malaysia already into the prepare for it. So they have like a lot of computer coding class. So definitely computer coding must be one of the curriculum that we have to learn. So I believe we learn it, but just a little bit. We have to really catch up for this. And then STEM subject to focus more, okay, for the blueprint. And then the classroom, which is the infrastructure to be ready. Then for the student, actually all the students, especially like during this pandemic, everyone are using computer to join the online class. So they are, and then the parent will find out that you don't have to teach them much, then they already know how to use it. So this is our current generation. I have kids also, so they start to learn about changing the background, changing the avatar. So I never teach them, they explore by themselves. So this is a very good use case, and then a good opportunity. Suddenly, not sure good or not, but because of the pandemic, it really accelerated a lot for the SR and the technology movement. So I believe we should actually ride on this trend, okay? And then it transformed the public university to the smart campus by using the faster internet speed. So the tech side for the career. So we start to talk about the career, but we divide it into the few sector. Okay, first one is the technology side. So for example, like we have the SR developer or the SR system validation engineer. So what's the difference? Actually, the developer is quite similar to the game development, as you heard and you learned this morning. So first thing is that you need to really have the dynamic of the coding skill enhancement. Why I say so is because SR industry are changing rapidly. Almost 3 months to 6 months or 1 year, new device coming out, new software coming out. The development are moving so fast. So you have to really have the self-exploration and self-learning from the different website or different media. So because if you want to be the SR developer, which means the programmer, so definitely your Facebook is no longer just looking at the food or cartoon and so on. You have to join like a lot of different group, professional group, like developer programming group or the AR VR group, so that you have to change your life circle first. Otherwise, you don't see the latest news from the industry. So how you actually can enhance your coding skill all the time. So second requirement would be like experience in AR, VR or MR. Definitely, if you want to be a SR developer, so you have the coding skill, but if you don't understand and you don't read anything about it, SR, so you cannot get a job, okay? So the other one, which is a practical experience with Unity or Unreal. So these are the game engine, okay, which is very commonly being used by the game development industry. So same as the SR industry. So these are the two major game engine platform that you must learn about. Then you have you need to have the experience to develop for Oculus, HTC Vive or other VR, AR platform. So about the language for the coding, it will be the C# or the C++. So, but the more languages you can work with, the better. Is because a lot of the different solution or different content or different customer requirement, right? So you need to select according to the request. So sometimes you cannot have one tool and you can service to everyone. No, impossible. You really need to choose. So the role, the title, okay, you can see from this SR developer and the system validation engineer. You can slowly move out, like you become the director of the software development, or you can be the senior software developer or system tester. So the salary over here I put is US dollar because this information are from the US industry. But even though I think you change it to the Malaysian ringgit 85,000 to 150,000 a year, it's still okay. Okay, this means experience one. You already have like 3 to 5 years experience and cope with all these requirements. So I believe 85,000 ringgit per year is okay. You can get it. Right? But if for your new fresh grad, I think you can just deduct half of it. Maybe that will be your beginning salary, like 3,000 to 4,000 a month as a new fresh grad. I think it should be okay. Then the SR software engineer. So here we're talking about the software engineer. It's different with the SR developer. It's because you need to have the experience with both software and hardware component or product. And you need to have the programming language knowledge about C#, C++, Objective, C, Swift, and etc. etc. So it's because you need to have the experience to work with the multiple operating system. Okay, the different software engineer and the developer is that you need to create the interact, or we said make the software and the hardware to communicate to each other, okay, across all different kind of operating system and platform. So these are the real work that the software engineer need to handle. So you need to do a lot of research, okay, so you must have a really good research skill. And then the server programming experience also, right, for the networking and so on. So these are the roles that you can have, like application engineer, or the VR engineer, head of SR&D. So all these roles are actually catered from the Facebook or Oculus, this kind of Fortune 500 company. So you can see they actually hired this kind of title. Okay, so the annual pay scale is from 100,000 to 155,000 per year. So the other one, which is the design and graphic engineer. So experience in developing 3D application or games. So experience, okay, but it doesn't require you to do that because here you are focused a lot to work with the 3D game engine like Unity, Unreal, as well as the developer and the software engineer. You need to work with them because you need to handle the 3D computer vision. So you need to enhance and prepare a lot of different optimized tools for the developers. Okay, so basically this one you need to have the degree in computer engineering, okay, and skill with the 3D map. So it's not only just a content developer. This one is more towards like the engineer for the computer IT engineer and so on. Because you really need to solve a lot of problems like the graphic vision to compatible with a different lower end platform, but you still get to maintain the best graphic. This will be different with the developer. Of course, the pay will be slightly better. The other one, which is we don't call it lower end, but more common one, which is a maintenance and support. Because once the factory or once the government sector, or we say the private sector, they start to adapt the AR, VR technology, but they still need to hire people to help them to do the maintenance and support, right? It's just like when they're buying the machine for the factory, they need to hire the maintenance people to actually handle it. So same as the SR industry. So they need to hire the people who experience with the computer system maintenance using Unity or other SR system. So you don't need to just focus a lot on the content development. You also can look for this opportunity. So of course, if you're able to use 3D tools like 3D software Maya, 3D Mesh Blender to create the generic asset in 3D, because a lot of the factory, if they, let's say every month or every quarter, they want to have the new content, they don't need to outsource every time outsource to the studio. They can start to hire their own person actually to a full-time job, offer the full-time job to have the generic asset in 3D. Unless you want to entire thing change it, of course you need to outsource it. Okay, so by this one, you also need to have like capable of troubleshooting for the SR system, so that you can talk to you are represent the company to talk to the supplier and so on, right? So normally the role will call it program lead, So the program is not programming, okay? Because in the factory, there are a lot of program and then the SOP and so on. So you are the one who actually help them to conduct all kind of program for training or even the use cases, etc., etc. So maintainer or technical support. So NLP here you can see is better than the developer, but it actually is one man killer. So normally the maintenance team won't be so big. Okay, you have to do a lot of job, even standby like 12 hours or 24 hours with your team. Then the SR gameplay and the tool engineer. So you need to have the experience like the Python, okay, C or Java language. So experience with the Vulkan, OpenGL, and DirectX. So these are more technical terms compared to the content developer already. So because you even need to have a mathematics or the computer science degree, okay, because you need to build the tools for the debug, authorizing, and then the profiling tools for the developer to boost their workflow efficiency. So meaning that you are actually creating the tools to help the developer to enhance the working efficiency. So these are the different roles already. So then the role will be like the AR VR tools engineer or senior gameplay engineer. So annual pay is start from the 107 and then to 248,000. So this will be a very cool job. In Malaysia, we don't see too many engineer and the experienced programmer into this. But I hope Malaysia can have more people actually taking this kind of role. So it'll be very, very useful and good for the industry. And the other one, which is a researcher. So not only people want to be the developer, okay, or the content developer engineer. So there must be somebody from the education line. They would like to do a lot of research, okay, in the institute and so on. So we are welcome for that. I know that one of our partner from UKM, okay, MySR. So they actually doing that pretty well. So first thing, you must have an advanced degree and the years of the real world experience in SR project. Definitely, you yourself have to jump into the handle a few projects before, right? So that you can have experience to go further. So if you're only talking about the method on the paper, so then I think the final report that you come out also not really bridge with the reality world, see? So the experience with the AR, VR research, R&D, then explore the new or the advanced field of study in SR as a communication mediums. So we would like to know how actually SR can actually connect for the different industry and as a communication medium. So we love to see the researcher give a lot of sharing from internet. So the research scientist, research assistant, innovation researcher. So these are some of the titles that we see from the industry, from the institute. So from the creative side, you can see that we have the 2D, 3D artist. So it responsible for the visual, for the SR, okay, able to use 3D is same as the game development. Then UX and UI designer. So these are something different with the game development because game is on the 2D, right? And this one is the 360. So the way that you design UI and UX, you need to really have experience by using the AR, VR devices. So like the Iron Man, okay, if you don't understand it, Iron Man UI is totally new. And even though the Iron Man movie, the UI that appear in the movie itself is designed by the real UI and UX designer. So this could be a really good job. Okay, not only just working for the content development, also can work in the game or the movie industry, you see. Sound engineer. So of course we will have the sound effect and the music background or even any single button click. So you need to have the sound, right? So but in the VR, we also looking for the special sound, which is a 3D sound, okay? For the business side, not only just for the technical and artists, also we need to have a lot of like product and project manager. So we need this eagerly in Malaysia industry. We have a lot of animation game studio here, but I believe they really lack of the talent from this project management. So maybe these people are come from different field, like maybe different business field, but if they like the VR and AR or SR technology, I believe they can easily jump into this and lead the project. So you can look at it if you are from this management side. So business development and marketing and sales. So this is definitely you need to have a lot of experience for the high-tech industry, as well as the master and degree in the technical or software development field. So meaning that not only for business people, personnel, okay, you can actually switch from the technology background like software development and become the managerial position. So you have to think about it so that you can actually change the track for your entire career. Then accounting or auditing and finance, same thing. So if you understand it, like one company, they invest into SR, but nobody understand about the SR in the company, right? Including the account, audit, and finance, then it's make it so difficult to make the decision, including like the procurement, which device to buy. They have no idea what is it. So if you are from this line, from as an accountant or auditor or finance planner, so if you understand further about the SR, so you can get the job in the company who actually need this kind of background, person with this kind of background. So you can see as a strategic account manager in ARVR. So these are very common in US right now. So a lot more career opportunity, including storytelling, okay, SR technologies, which is the expert of all kind of ARVR device, okay. Then the SR device engineer, you design and develop the device, the hardware engineering, okay. Then also because ARVR is all talking about eye, the optical, so they are optical tech researcher as well. So because this is we're using the eye to actually to get into the world, right? So I think optical technology is one of the very important job also. The other one, which is customer service. Once you have the platform or the software released to the market, you need to get people who understand it to be to serve the customer, as well as the platform operator, right? If you have the so-called VR YouTube platform, so who will be the platform operator? So must be somebody who understands about the industry. So also, if you don't like to talk about the developer, okay, you can be a SR influencer or reviewer on the internet, just like YouTube. So in US alone, they are creating more than 600,000 jobs in the US already. And then the global SR market, see so many companies, okay? So from different industry, you can easily get this information from internet. Actually, they are actually release it every quarter. You can find it. So Facebook target 1 billion SI user in 10 years. This is their target. And then 120 billion industry by the 2025. So along the year, all the market share and then the market revenue generated are getting higher and higher. So this along the prediction actually. Then the content is king. Definitely, when you buy the hardware, then people start to spend for it, for the content. So during the COVID-19, a lot impact, okay? But you can see from here, on the biggest impact is for the location-based entertainment because theme park cannot open, right? Then but the consumer from the app store, from the e-commerce sales, advertisement, ad spend, and hardware sales increase a lot. So because of this COVID, okay? So from here, you can see that from the forecast, okay, from 2019 to 2030. So it's like a lot, 100 times or 1,000 times jumps, okay, from there. It's 48.3, okay, CAGR from the 10 years. So industry spending on the AR/VR is outstripping consumer spending. So right now, actually, the enterprise buyer are more than the consumer buyer. So in the future, I believe that this also will actually surpass everything. And the top 10 2021 of technology trend, okay, one of it will be the 5G, IoT, as well as the AR/VR technology. So these are the 5G, okay? So you can see we can focus a lot on the work and play in the cloud and 3D video, augmented reality, industrial automation. So these are the areas that we can focus for our XR. So this is another one when we say about the Internet of Things, right? So there's another term so-called people and things. So from the right top, left top, you can see the augmented, okay? So you see like augmented gaming, shopping, even the dashboard, including other like mobile living, smart clothes, real-time work in cloud. So these are all actually integrate and then on the SR computing platform. So the 5G vertical revenue is really huge. So we can focus a lot more on the media and entertainment as a beginning, and later on come with the automotive and the retail. So SR is the next mobile computing platform. When you want to link to the SR, so you must use the platform and the hardware that we use. So these are the future already. We will starting to get slower using the computer or the smartphone in the future. We just start using the smart glasses or other platform. So we cover many vertical industry. And why SR is so important? Because it bridging the distance to access the information, people, and the experience. Also, either it's workspace training, day-to-day productivity, or immersive experience. and you offer the opportunity to redesign your business, okay, without limiting the factor of distance. So this is the important point. And Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook already announced, oh, why we want to create metaverse? Okay, metaverse is like player ready one, everyone, ready player one, everyone know about it. So they want to create something like that. So no matter you like it or not, so this will be happen, okay? Like the movie that we watched before, this thing will be happen in very, very soon, less than 5 to 10 years time. Okay, so thank you everyone. So this is my sharing today. So if you have any question, please.
All right, thank you, Sir Havin. I have a couple of questions, sir.
Yeah.
I want to ask about where and how do we start to get in the XR industry? Because like myself, that I'm currently studying in the industrial technology, so I'm really interested in the XR. So where do we start from to get into the industry?
So about the where you start, just now I have shared about like the different job field, right? If you are from a technical background, then you can actually join as the junior developer. So normally junior developer in the SR company are doing a lot of testing for the in-developed product. So then you need to provide a lot of feedback and so on. So this is depending on your skill that you have explored and learned in the school, because you need to do a lot of research and understand how to presentation and write the report so that you can give a lot of good feedback to the developer. So this will be the beginning for the technology background.
Mm-hmm. So all right, so yeah, because of the XR, kind of, if we all know as general, like we have to buy an Oculus, we need some hardware to work with, but do you have any kind of items that are really affordable for newcomers? Because yeah, Oculus, is heavy in price, and you need a good PC. So do you have any platform or equipments that are really for newcomers?
Actually, Oculus, let's say for example, like Oculus Quest 2, okay? You don't need PC, you only just to purchase the headset itself, okay? Because it's a mobile technology, it already integrate all the processing power inside the headset with the battery and so on, all in one. So it's like a smartphone, and the price today is only 1,500 ringgit each. So it's already cheaper than your smartphone. I believe all the students can afford an iOS. So I believe this one is affordable already. Like if you ask me like 3 years ago, then no, you had to spend like 10,000. No, but today is only 1,500 ringgit. Then you can have a VR device.
Yeah. Because I always look at an Oculus price. I was hoping it go down because I want to buy it because
you can get it.
Yeah, because waiting for the PTPN money lah. But
and we also like found that some of the people actually they provide the leasing, okay, equipment leasing for some event. So I don't know if the school, like for example, in the school, they also provide the computer lab and so on. So some of the school they even have the SR or VR lab already. So just that the technology last time they use is quite expensive. So for the new one like Oculus Quest 2, I think it's very affordable for the school to invest. It's very worth to invest it.
Yeah, because I have a friend that owns the Oculus Quest 2. Just, oh my God, this thing is quite new, and a new experience as well. Because like you said, in medical, in military, and also in technology itself, in the factory, they only use the XR to maintenance and make some design. So it's really great. I want to get into that, but okay, how do we get to know the XR associates? Because do they take any intern in a couple of months?
Yeah, we have an intern opportunity with our organization, not only just SI associate, because we have more than 50 partners. So there actually a lot of new job vacancy available. So there are a lot of intern opportunity as well, but not only for the developer and or artists, okay, including the business management and so on. So I believe it's a good opportunity to gain the portfolio from there.
All right. So I one question from Mohammed Safwan is: advancement of XR industry will demolish certain jobs and vacancies in the future. how we as a youngster need to see this issue in the positive perspective.
So about this one, right? A lot of people ask like, would robotic AI or AR VR replace our job? So our answer is no, it is not. This type of technology is not to replace the human. Actually, it's to assist us to make the job easier. For example, if you do not hold any degree, okay, let's say, or you don't have any academic certificate, now you want to work in the factory. You have no knowledge about the even English, you don't understand everything of it. But now with the SR technology, you can train you in advance. So to make you understand all the SOP, meaning that even today, it's just first day come to the job, but after a few hours training, how to handle the SOP or to operate the machine. In the next day, you start to work on it. You actually save a lot of time for training, shorten it. So then you save a lot of resources and actually gain your confidence. Because in AR, VR, we allow you to make mistakes. So this actually to help you to enhance and improve your job opportunity.
Right. So if there's any question from the audience, you can just comment on the chat box or in the live. Sir, I want to ask, how do we contact you? Because we know that you are for XR Associates, and how do you want to get engaged with you? Through emails or Facebook page? I don't know. Which platform?
Yeah, we have contact point on the Facebook page, or you can directly email us or visit our website as well as LinkedIn. So I will share the LinkedIn profile. You can just search my name over the internet, because Harvin Liu SIA, then you can find my contact information.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the information for today for the XR chapter. But what is it? So, do you have any advice for the newcomers to the XR industry?
The advice for newcomer: first thing, get your VR device and start to use it for your not daily life, maybe weekly, okay, to replace your gaming time. But don't forget, VR also very entertaining, so you should start to get used to it, because once the user in Malaysia adoption is higher, then the enterprise or the government will start to invest in it, because there are demand. So we have to show them that we are ready for it, okay, including like the factory. If they want to invest for this kind of technology, they start to ask their staff, have you guys know about AR, VR? You said no. Okay, no point to invest, right? So we have to really start to use it, right? So people know that, everyone know about AR, VR. Okay, then we start to use it. So this is very important for the consumer like us.
Thank you. All right. So if there's any question, you can go for search for Sir Harvin punya page pun boleh juga. So thank you, sir, for the sharing for today for the XR chapter. But everyone in the chats, siapa-siapa je yang ada dekat dalam Zoom ni ataupun yang dekat live, boleh saja pergi dekat chat tu, ada form yang kena isi. Dan saya nak ucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi pada Sir Harvin Liu kerana memberikan info yang sangat-sangat bagus untuk kita pergi ke masa hadapan. Sebab XR pun kita tengok dekat movie pun, Iron Man lah, biasalah Iron Man pun sekarang dah mati kan, siapa nak jadi next Iron Man? Mungkin anda pada satu hari nanti. Sebab yalah, kita tengok kat Iron Man kan, dia punya topeng tu lepas tu ada yang bergerak-gerak apa semua, kita nak benda tu. Tapi dekat Malaysia sini pun kita kena tunggu lagi kemungkinan berapa lagi bulan 5G sampai. Sebab kalau kat tengok cerita pun, saya ada satu Korean punya siri lah, di Memories of Alhambra, using all AR. Dia pergi dekat Spain, lepas tu dia buka dekat mata, dia guna retina tu, lepas tu dia boleh main game kat situ. So that's a really interesting movie or a series. Yeah. Banyak benda nak tanya sebenarnya, tapi kita pun dah tak cukup masa. So ramai pada hari ni, terima kasih yang ada. Siapa nak tanya soalan, boleh saja, mungkin saya boleh spend time. Mungkin ada soalan yang saya boleh jawab dekat chat, sebab baru satu soalan. So sir, terima kasih untuk hari ni, dan harap kita berjumpa lagi, sir.
Ya, sama-sama. Thank you.
Alright. So kita sudah pun sampai penghujung rancangan kita pada hari ini. Sebab pun ramai. Siapa sangka dunia masa hadapan lebih interesting daripada apa yang kita ada. Sebab kita belajar macam mana nak buat game, kita belajar apa tu extended reality. Mana tahu kita nak dekat SR kita nak buat office kita sendiri. Dah lama sangat tak masuk office kan. Nak tunggu tempat kita masuk fasa 3 bila lah pula kan. So kalau kita nak buat kerja, lepas tu bos kata tak datang kerja ni, kenapa ni semua kan. Kata yalah COVID tengah naik sekarang bos, tak apa, kita masuk XR, kita buat kerja kat situ. Nanti mungkin lah sebab banyak tu yang kerja pakai baju kat atas tapi pakai plekat kat bawah kan. So dekat XR boleh saja buat macam tu, tak ada masalah. Dan ya, penghabisan untuk hari ini iaitu konvensional belia kebangsaan 2021, siri yang kedua, impian anak muda membina masa hadapan. Dan nama saya Mikael Sofi. Kita akan berjumpa lagi di season yang ketiga ataupun siri yang ketiga tentang pendidikan nanti. Saya tak tahu kenapa kamera saya ke tepi sangat, terlalu zoom. So ya, Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Jumpa anda di siri yang ketiga. Bye-bye.